How much turmeric is too much? Hello and welcome back everyone. I am Lily and this is Lilikoi Hawaii. Before we jump right in, I would just like to remind you to subscribe if you haven't already so that you won't miss out on any of my videos about healthy diets, exercise, eating disorder recovery, holistic mental health, and of course, a healthy smattering of recipes and vlogs. Also, when you subscribe, don't forget to ding that little bell so that you will actually be aware when I put up new videos. Last week, I talked about including turmeric in your daily regular whole plant food diet to give you an extra anti-inflammatory and antioxidant boost. In that video, I talked about being wise about eating your turmeric instead of getting it from bottled turmeric or curcumin supplements, and I talked about how to optimize turmeric absorption and lasting power through using whole plant foods and whole spices instead of resorting to isolated nutrient supplements. It is a beautiful way to synergistically work with our foods the way nature intended. But even with whole plant foods, it is still easy to fall into that trap of thinking that, well, if a little is good, more must be better. Because there is such thing as too much turmeric. And I don't think this is addressed enough, especially within the blogosphere, echo chamber, where information is enthusiastically parroted back and forth until the internet is a catastrophically confusing swamp that is a much more frustrating version of the telephone game. But Dr. Greger, one of my favorite plant-based nutrition advocates, has in fact mentioned several times that turmeric contains oxalates. Oxalates. Okay, I just saw your eyes get really big and then dart over to where you keep the turmeric in the pantry. It's okay. You don't have to be scared. You don't have to pull out the biohazard suit and dispose of the turmeric. All this means is that turmeric is a source of oxalate acids, as are many whole plant foods and spices, including chocolate. Yes, the world is over. But it's not, because the oxalate acids are fine. What they do is they bond with divalent metallic positively charged ions, which I'm sure you know includes minerals like calcium, magnesium, potassium, and others. When this oxalate acid and its chosen mineral combine, they form a teeny tiny little crystal. This crystal formation can happen in a couple of different places. First, the oxalate acid can bind with the mineral inside your intestine, which prevents your body from absorbing said mineral. This is one example of the plants contain anti-nutrients argument that so many paleo aficionados like to harp on and on and on about. But oxalate binding of some minerals is not the end of the world, nor is it the end of effective mineral absorption on a vegan diet. In fact, oxalate acids have been present in most of the plant foods that we've eaten since we began evolving. Our bodies are used to this stuff, and mineral intake recommendations account for the minerals that are likely bound by oxalate acids and thus left unabsorbed. I know this information may be new to some of us, but oxalate acid binding to minerals is not new to science or the study of human nutrition. So it's cool. We have been totally prepared for this. No one is shriveling up and dying from nutrient deficiencies. The other option is that these oxalate acids may bind to minerals and form their tiny crystals inside your bloodstream. Those little crystals must be filtered out by the kidneys and excreted via urine. This is why individuals who are prone to kidney stones are advised to avoid oxalate-rich foods, since these foods can encourage the formation of kidney stones. Now, I'm not freaking out and making major dietary changes, but I am aware of which foods are exceptionally high in oxalates, like beetroot, beet greens, spinach, chard, etc. And I'm mindful not to base my diet on these foods. Eat them a few times a week if you love them, but eating these foods every single day isn't really wise. If you're not prone to kidney stones, and if you're eating a kidney-friendly, comparatively low-protein, whole plant food diet that is not beetroot-based, the vast likelihood is that you have nothing to worry about. If you're eating a standard Western diet and your first step in trying to take better care of your kidneys is to limit which vegetables you're allowed to eat, you are very much so on the wrong track. Another group of people who should avoid turmeric intake are people with gallbladder obstructions, like gallstones. Because turmeric makes your gallbladder contract pretty darn hard, which is amazingly excellent at preventing gallstones in the first place, but if you already have gallstones, that turmeric-induced contraction would be pretty darn painful. So if you're not prone to kidney stones, and if you don't currently have gallstones, the addition of dietary turmeric is an awesome idea. But how much should you take? To the best of my knowledge, no major regulatory body has taken on the task of deciding exactly how turmeric is ideal for the human body, or how much is too much. So, for these specifics, I'm going to turn again to Dr. Greger, who reviewed many studies on turmeric, as well as the daily consumption data from countries where turmeric is a regular and large part of the diet. And he concluded the most effective and safest dose is about 1/4 of a teaspoon of powdered turmeric per day, eaten in whatever way you find most preferable. If you prefer to use fresh turmeric, like I do, this recommendation equates to approximately 1/4 of an inch of moderately wide hunk of turmeric root. Now, I think this is a great opportunity to become obsessive about our turmeric intake. But may I just say I am not in the kitchen with a measuring tape. And as I said on my last video that I made on turmeric, I don't necessarily think it's a bad idea to skip turmeric from time to time, as very few foods, especially potent foods, are good for us every day, day in, day out, with no breaks. So my advice is to eat turmeric when the idea of turmeric makes you feel happy, when it fits into the type of meal you're eating, and don't worry about missing days now and then. Sounds good? Excellent. Thank you so much for watching. I will give you one last reminder to subscribe if you haven't already. Questions and comments go down below. Please share this video with anyone you think would benefit, and until next time, make better choices for yourself. No one will do it for you, and take really good care. I will see you all in a new video very soon. Bye. All day and all night with the helicopters. Did somebody escape from prison? Yes, we all grow weed here, except me.